It's a potentially life-threatening disease that strikes while you sleep. Doctors say sleep apnea affects 1 out of every 200 Americans, and the disorder happens when people stop or pause their breathing in their sleep. One East Texan says his sleep apnea was so bad that he almost fell asleep while driving on the highway. He tells KLTV7's Sarah Story how he's getting help.
Like many people, Robert Scott says he could never get enough sleep.
I could fall asleep any time. I'd be sitting in a meeting and just start dozing off. It's just always tired.
What Robert didn't know is that his chronic sleepiness was a result of a disease called sleep apnea. Dr. Raymond Perkins is the medical director of ETMC Sleep Disorder Center and calls sleep apnea a fatal disease.
It shortens people's lives. It leads to increased likelihood of having a stroke, of having a heart attack, heart failure.
Robert says his wife of 20 years noticed something wasn't right with his sleeping.
Not only was I snoring bad, she says that I was running all night. My feet were always moving and I was gasping for air. And every night I'd wake up with reflux several times.
The father of 2 teenage sons went in for a sleep study at the ETMC Sleep Disorder Center to find out what was wrong. The nurses attached these sensors to Robert and monitored him while he slept in a bed at their clinic.
There's a monitoring of movements, of muscles. There's monitoring of breathing and respirations, of heart rate. This test is all-encompassing and just tells us all about your sleep.
When Robert woke up, test results revealed a severe case of sleep apnea. Dr. Perkins says there are several ways to treat the disease, including surgery, an oral appliance, or in Robert's case, a device called a CPAP.
Those are just forms of pressure that's applied through a mask, or just air, room air that's applied into the back of the throat so that the airway doesn't collapse, because this is the problem that occurs in sleep apnea.
They call me Darth Vader.
Robert says this device has changed his life.
It's a plus in more ways than one. You'll feel better, you'll be more rested, you'll be more cheerful around people. Now I'm trying to lose weight.
But he says one thing at a time. In Tyler, Sarah Story, KLTV 7 News.
Dr. Perkins says the CPAP device is the most effective form of therapy for sleep apnea. It's 95% effective. Sleep apnea also shows up in an uncommon age group. We'll show you how one mother struggled to treat her 2-year-old daughter's case of the disease. That's due tomorrow on KLTV 7 News at 5.